Mm-hmm. All of the potential, not only of anybody else, everybody. To what? Oh, you can't hear. Oh, what the heck? Hold on. All right. Hold on one second, people. You couldn't hear anything? We can hear your mic, though. You can hear my mic. So I thought I had a solution to the fear of showing a tweet from my actual account and revealing private DMs that might disclose information from people with whom I interact in direct message on Twitter. I created an alternate account called Viva Burner so that I can't hear the audio because I have to run it through Safari and not Google Chrome. Well, let's just start this whole bloody show again. Well, shall we? Okay, I'm going to forget what just happened.
The New York Times is reporting that subpoenas are still going out in Jack Smith's documents case.
Subpoenas
from the Miami grand jury, the grand jury that indicted Donald Trump. What do you make of this?
Communism.
What I make of this is that Jack Smith is just getting warmed up. It seems like he is intent. When
I first heard this clip, I thought it was deep fake AI. This voice sounded like a robot. It sounded like one of those robocalls that I get. You have a call from the government federal agency of taxation. A warrant has been issued for you. I thought it was a robot. And then I realized it's so much worse because it's a human acting like a robot. Listen.
On investigating all of the potential crimes of not only Donald Trump, but anybody else down at Mar-a-Lago, anybody else in Florida who may have been involved in assisting, facilitating, or who may be covering up, who may be an accessory after the fact.
Everybody. What's the Gary Oldman meme? Everyone. Bring me everyone.
To Donald Trump's crimes. And in the big investigations, Jonathan, it's pretty usual that we will ask the grand jury to vote out one indictment with perhaps one or two defendants and a limited number of charges. But we will continue to investigate in the grand jury any other crimes about which we have information, and then ask the grand jury to return a subsequent or what we call a superseding indictment. And that can add either additional charges against the defendants who are already charged, or
new
it can add additional defendants. It can also broaden the conspiracy to bring more co-conspirators in. So it feels like Jack Smith still has a good bit of investigating to go.
Does that sound like anything that, was done 2016? Just initiate an investigation, broaden it exponentially so that it never ends, so that you can get people, if not on the actual subject of the investigation, on process crimes or procedural stuff throughout. Does everybody know who Lavrenti Beria is? Let me see if I can bring this up. There'll be no audio for it. Cripe. Well, hold on one second. I'll learn for next time. Lavrenti Beria was no, I have to do it. Hold on. We're going to do it right here. Lavrenti, I have it right here. Lavrenti Beria, leader of the NKVD, was the longest running secret police dude for Stalin, I think. Here we go. Lavrenti Beria. Yada, yada, yada. Beria was one of the longest lived and most influential of Stalin's secret police chiefs, wielding his most substantial influence during and after the war. Following the Soviet yada, 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 he was responsible for organizing purges as the Katyn massacre, 22,000 Polish. So he was also later orchestrated. Where's his expression? Where's the expression? Whatever, we'll get there. He coined the expression, show me the person, I will find you the crime. Or show me the person and I will block my ears, cover my mouth, stick fingers in there, and give them the sweetest plea deal you've ever had. It's the 4th of July, people. I put out a post, a meandering stream of consciousness on our vivabarneslaw.locals.com community. I understand and appreciate that the 4th of July evening is probably not the best time for a stream. And unfortunately, once Dan Hartman, the father of the deceased Sean Hartman, his only son, comes on, there's going to be nothing remotely celebratory about this stream. There's going to be nothing remotely happy about it. We're going to go over Dan's story a little bit, Sean's story. Sean Hartman, who has the Twitter handle Answers for Sean. He's got some answers for the premature death of his teenage son, who died 33 days after receiving the first Pfizer jibby jab. So there's going to be nothing celebratory about this stream when Dan comes in, but it's a stream that has to be done because Dan has important news that needs to be heard by the world, even if people want to run around with their fingers stuck in their ears. Cheryl Gage, let me see this. I'm heartbroken by this story and others like it. The jab was bad all along. No medical advice, no election fortification advice, no legal advice. For the super chats, you all know the rules. YouTube takes 30%. Simultaneously streaming on Rumble right now, double checking that we are. Also on vivabarneslaw.locals.com. So until Sean's dad, Dan, is going to get here sooner than later. When he gets here, we're going to get into that. But it's the 4th of July. And now, because I've set everything up and I have to go and redo all of this, it's the 4th of July. And I swear to you, it's as though Joe Biden is doing it on purpose at this point in time. Let me just open up a window here with Joe Biden's 4th of July message. If you thought, the crimson speech that he gave, if you thought that was kind of spooky, just wait until you see this. I'm going to put it on pause here, bring it up. Wait until you see Joe Biden's 4th of July message. It's wonderful, uplifting, patriotic, bright colors, energetic. No, it's none of those things. Watch this. And by the way, listen to the words. It's verbal diarrhea coming out of Joe's mouth. If that's really him talking, nobody knows if it's a deep fake anymore, because a deep fake would probably be a more coherent version of Joe than what the reality of Joe is. But look at this. Dark, ominous, crimson speech level stuff.
America's always becoming, always on the move, always a work in progress.
Let's just play that again.
America is always becoming, always on the move.
On the move.
Always a work in progress.
America is always on the move.
That's the key word.
That's the key word.
Key idea. Keynote in the life of our nation. Progress. Forward motion. The creation of possibilities. The fulfillment of promises. That's the American story.
I mean, am I blinded with my own bias? Or is this the type of video you'd expect to see at a solemn event, almost a funeral of sorts, and not the celebration of the freedom, the independence of arguably the last beacon of freedom in the world? This is like the verbal diarrhea coming out of this.
America's always becoming.
America is always becoming. That's like a Heideggerian philosophy. What is America? America's. America is the America. It's always becoming. What? And this goes back to the idea of progressivism, which is progress for the sake of progress, which is actually regressivism to some extent. When you have progress without being anchored down in certain principles, that's not progress. That's drifting on an ocean aimlessly.
Always on the move.
Always on the move.
Always a work in progress. That's the key word.
That's the
key idea. Yeah. Keynote in the life of our nation.
The keynote in the life. No, you know what? I'm sorry. It's not the keynote in the life of American nation. Freedom is. Independence is. Progress. But what does that even mean? Considering people have different. Progress is drags time hour to some people.
Forward motion.
Forward motion.
The creation of possibilities.
I got to stop it because if I let it go on for much longer, you're going to forget what he said that actually makes its way into this joke. It's like The Simpsons were making fun of Joe Biden 20.
My fellow Americans, as a young boy, I dreamed of being a baseball. But tonight I say we must move forward, not backward, upward, not forward, and always twirling, twirling, twirling towards freedom. Yeah!
That was a better speech than Joe Biden's 4th of July speech. Okay. That's the intro, people. I see Dan is in the backdrop. Do we bring this over? I think what we're going to actually do right now is we're just going to end this on YouTube and bring it over to Rumble. And that is, I think there's going to be obvious reasons, but I'm going to post this on YouTube tomorrow anyhow, but I don't want to interrupt this midstream. So everybody, there's only 400 people watching on YouTube. I'm going to give the link. It's pinned up there in the live chat. So let me give you this. And we're going to go bring this over to the free speech platform that actually supports free speech. So come on over to Rumble. I'm just going to end this on YouTube right now before I even bring in Dan. So ending. See you on Rumble, people. And then we might, if we can do an exclusive at Locals afterwards, we'll do that as well. We're moving from YouTube, heading over to Rumble now.